So who was with you this weekend?
A bunch of my friends.
Diddy, Quincy, Justin Bieber,
So far,
French
so good.
Montana.
Do you even know half the people you're naming?
No.
She didn't go to bed.
I haven't been to bed yet.
You haven't? I want to be Clay when I grow up, Court.
I got on a plane at 5:30 a.m. Go to this party. I think half the people there were butt naked. You would have loved it.
There's been a lot of buzz recently about a list of celebrities who are allegedly connected to some of P. Diddy's controversial parties.
We wrote a story about Diddy's party within a party. Like, everybody knows about his famous white parties. It would attract people like Leonardo DiCaprio, Paris Hilton, Mariah Carey, a whole crowd of well-known people. Howard Stern would be there. But what maybe they didn't know about, and maybe you don't know about, is that there would be a party within the party. As the night wore on, these sort of A-list names would go home. I mean, it's like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Okay, the party's over, let's leave. Well, for some people, the party was only just beginning. There would be like back bedrooms where Diddy and his, let's say, more debauchery-oriented friends would have a different kind of party. I spoke with a gentleman who was a drug dealer who would deliver drugs to Diddy at the legit white party and at the other party. And he recalled a story in which he went to make a drug delivery, knocked on the door, Diddy answered in his robe, brought him back there, and the guy, did what he did with the drugs. They did the drug transaction. And he said the shocking thing to him wasn't that there were drugs or that there were, naked ladies or naked men or, all kinds of powders laying around. What was shocking to him was what he saw rappers doing. He goes, I saw rappers doing things I never expected to see, and it totally changed the way I look at them. I guess he's saying there was male-on-male sex among rappers, which not everybody knew about. Diddy was not involved in that. I mean, he was still in his robe, doing the transaction, and they did what they did. The dealer looked around, and he was taking it all in, and Diddy said to him, hey, do you want to stick around and party? As the dealer told me, he said, nah, I'm good, and he left. He said it just wasn't.
Rumors have been swirling lately about a group of celebrities supposedly linked to some of P. Diddy's controversial events.
Man, you good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Correct. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 555.
People are speculating about their involvement, but nothing concrete has come out yet.
The alleged crimes of Sean Diddy Combs are what's trending in true crime this morning. Welcome back. I'm Julie Grant. Many people are noticing the celebrity associates who are not speaking out. Let's talk about them. For instance, Usher, who was managed by Diddy. Remember that? When he was 13 and later worked with him as an adult. Usher recently wiped his profile from Twitter, X. He was mentioned in one of the sex assault lawsuits at someone who had sexual interactions with Combs. Howard Stern once asked Usher about Diddy's wild parties. Here's what he said.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle,
right?
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
And we've got another Diddy associate who's noticeably quiet this morning, Justin Bieber. The singer becoming acquainted with Diddy around the age of 15 years old. And many are speculating that Bieber could be a victim, but Bieber himself has not commented. Our question this morning, which celebrities will break the deafening silence? We got an awesome power panel standing by. Let's bring them in now. Law enforcement expert Sonny Slaughter, entertainment commentator Holland Reed, and corrections officer and the former president of the New York City Correction Officers Union, Elias Hussamadeen. Good morning to you all. Holland Reed, I want to start with you, please. The entertainment industry is abuzz. Tell us what you're hearing this morning.
What I'm hearing this morning is that we've gone from just shaking in the boots to sheer panic. As you said in your opening statements, Julie, the silence is deafening, especially from longtime associates of Diddy, such as J-Lo, who dated him for a very long time in the early 2000s, Usher, who was one of his proteges, along with Justin Bieber. These are people that had firsthand accounts and experiences with this man, and they are quiet. And the reason being is they don't know what part of their experiences are on those tapes that the FBI has and what they got during those raids. They don't know if it was criminal or just a part of whatever, their adult consent, pleasure, whatever you want to call it. But what they're worried about now is their own brand, their own empires, their own careers. And if they had any part of planning or any part of knowing about the minors or the sex workers there, they're going to be in big trouble as well.
Oh, you're so right, Holland. You're so right. Sonny Slaughter, let's talk about that. When we think about famous celebrities who are shaking in their boots this morning, I would imagine these investigators are going to want to talk to a lot of people, that a lot of interviews may still need to be done. Would you speak to that, please, Sonny, the investigation aspect of this and what more needs to be done to get...
Names like Leonardo DiCaprio, Jay-Z, Ashton Kutcher, Paris Hilton, Howard Stern, Russell Brand, Mariah Carey, Jennifer Lopez, Russell Simmons, Usher, and Megan Fox have surfaced.
Right. Just, so if you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave.
Right.
Got to keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but
yeah.
Rock with me, but just check it out. You need a lot of heat. A lot of heat. Yeah.
Heat. You mean that physically the place has to be hot?
You don't have no air conditioning.
No air conditioning.
No.
Why is that?
Heat affects the alcohol, and it also affects, everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose. Builds up a night.
The list gained even more attention when people noticed that Usher and Pink had deleted posts from their social media accounts, fueling further rumors.
Information about what Diddy allegedly did.
Good morning, Julie and my esteemed colleagues. So what I can tell you is that there has already been a lot of conversation with some of the celebrities that have been identified as victims, and another term that I use is victim perpetrators. So although some of these individuals may have been victims, they may have also been perpetrators that participated in the forced fraud and coercion of others. So those investigations, those conversations have already started, and everyone, as I have stated before, needs to obtain legal counsel. HSI, which we call Homeland Security Investigation, is the lead agency on this. They are the best at what they do. They are also working in concert with the FBI, the U.S. Attorney's Office, the U.S. Postal Service, the Department of Corrections, local, state, and other agencies to determine exactly where the intersection of criminal activity and the investigations need to take place. So this is an ongoing multi-jurisdictional agency investigation, and people who have attended these parties, who may have seen something and didn't say something, everybody needs to get an attorney, because everyone will get questions. One of the things that Diddy did, which has helped in this investigation, is that in the attempt and allegedly for forced fraud and coercion, he created his own narrative with the tapes, the videos, and everything that law enforcement can review. So this is a tracking and trending operation where they already have enough evidence, which is why the first indictment has come down, and you can expect that there will be more.
Great information, Sonny. Thank you for all of that. One person who is speaking out, rapper Shine. Remember him, Diddy's artist? Back when that nightclub shooting happened in New York, we all heard about it. Diddy was there, Jennifer Lopez was there, and we know that Shine was the...
Justin Bieber's name has also surfaced, with some speculating that he may have been impacted by whatever P. Diddy is involved in.
Hollywood doesn't want you to see. Every A-list celebrity from Leonardo DiCaprio to Mariah Carey can be seen partying with the disgraced rapper at his various get-togethers dating back to 1998. Here's a shot from one of Diddy's white parties with Kim Kardashian and Paris Hilton in the background. And here he is with Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore at another party in 2009. Russell Brand, Chris Brown, Lil' Kim, Nicole Richie and Tommy Lee are just a few of the other big-name guests, while another picture from Diddy's East Hampton house shows two women pouring champagne down another woman's throat in the pool. It comes after Diddy was arrested on racketeering and sex trafficking charges, with authorities claiming he threw massive sex parties that were often recorded. Diddy has pled not guilty and faces a minimum of 15 years behind bars if convicted.
P. Diddy, whose real name is Sean Combs, is currently facing serious charges. Authorities are accusing him of crimes such as sex trafficking and racketeering, alleging that he coerced women into compromising situations and reportedly filmed these encounters.
Allegations of sexual abuse and trafficking against rapper Sean Diddy Combs are making headlines, with attention now focused on his infamous white parties. Several victims, including adult entertainer Adria Sherry English, claims the rapper forced them into explicit activities during these lavish events in the early 2000s. English, who filed a lawsuit, said she was hired as a dancer for the parties held in the Hamptons, a posh New York neighborhood. She in fact alleges the glamorous exterior of these celebrity-filled events hid a disturbing reality where women were coerced into sexual acts. English claims Diddy used his power to pressure her, warning that if she did not comply, he would sabotage her music career. According to her, drinks were spiked with drugs, leaving her unable to recall how she in fact left the parties. English went on to say that the parties were more explicit, and the in fact more explicit parts of the party started late at night after most of the guests left the venue. The secretive activities allegedly took place in rooms guarded by security to prevent anyone from knowing what exactly is happening behind the doors closed. Celebrities like Paris Hilton, Leonardo DiCaprio, Kim Kardashian and Chris Brown were among those photographed at the white parties, which ran from the years of 1990s to the 2000s. Jennifer Lopez and her management team is said to be on a high alert in case she gets dragged into any of the ongoing criminal investigations against Sean Diddy Combs, who was once, remember, her long-time boyfriend. Insiders have now claimed that the vocalist's team had discussions about whether she should make some public clarifications for being arrested with the rapper back on December 27th of 1999. And as the singer was dating Sean Diddy Combs during those days, she was taken into custody because a gun was found inside his car that they used to escape from the shooting scene. While Jennifer Lopez was let out shortly after, with cops clearing her of any involvement in the criminal activity, her romance partner and his bodyguard Anthony Wolf-Jones were charged with this crime. Recently, DiCaprio also distanced himself from Diddy after a photo of him at a 1998 party resurfaced online. According to an insider, in fact, DiCaprio has not spoken to Diddy in years and has nothing to do with the current accusations. Diddy, who was arrested last week only on charges of racketeering and sex trafficking, is facing some big allegations of orchestrating freak-offs, which is elaborate sex performances involving women who were allegedly drugged. Raids on his property reportedly uncovered thousands of bottles of baby oil, and prosecutors claim the women involved required IV drips after the intense sessions. While DiCaprio was once on Diddy's VIP list, the actor's
During a raid at his home, police allegedly discovered baby oil and drugs, raising many suspicions. Despite the seriousness of these accusations, P. Diddy has pleaded not guilty and continues to assert his innocence.
Sean Diddy Combs' investigation. New surveillance video shows Combs being taken into custody in a Manhattan hotel last week. Our senior investigative correspondent, Aaron Kotursky, is at the scene of his arrest. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning to you, Robin. This is the hotel where Sean Combs was arrested a week ago. You can now see how that arrest went down. This morning, watch how federal agents took Sean Diddy Combs into custody. He's seen in this video entering the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan with others when agents from Homeland Security Investigations approach and separate him. They place Combs under arrest and lead him out the front door in handcuffs. His lawyer said Combs had come to New York 2 weeks earlier with the intention of turning himself in. He did not expect the agents to be waiting at his hotel last Monday night.
Why doesn't the government want him to turn himself in? Because then they can't ask for detention. So they go and they arrest him. They arrest a guy who came to New York to turn himself in. 1, 2, 3.
A day earlier, Combs seen out and about in New York with his family, seemingly in good spirits. Combs has pleaded not guilty to racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and prostitution charges. At the center of the case, this 2016 video obtained by CNN that depicts Combs attacking his then-girlfriend, the singer Cassie, and then dragging her back toward a hotel room. Federal prosecutors said the video is powerful evidence of how dangerous the hip-hop mogul could be to women, part of why 2 different federal judges denied him bail.
This has to be a 100% culture shock. I can't imagine living a lifestyle of the incredibly rich and famous and then going into this very dark, impersonal, cold, austere facility.
Combs, who lived in this $50 million Miami mansion, is now in an isolated unit of a federal jail in Brooklyn known for miserable conditions.
The special housing unit is a 24-hour lockdown unit, which means that any movement within that unit is controlled and coordinated, and no inmate moves outside of his cell without being in full restraints, to include leg irons, handcuffs, a belly chain, and at least 2, if not 3 staff members escorting them.
When Combs first arrived at jail, he was monitored for suicide. That's common for any high-profile inmate. But his attorney says Combs is not suicidal. Rather, guys, he's focused on defending himself. Guys?
All right, we'll see what happens going forward. Aaron, thank you.
This is particularly noteworthy because he used to live with P. Diddy.
And people who have attended these parties, who may have seen something and didn't say something, everybody needs to get an attorney because everyone will get questions. One of the things, last thing that I'll say, one of the things that Diddy did, which has helped in this investigation, is that in the attempt and allegedly for force, fraud, and coercion, he created his own narrative with the tapes, the videos, and everything that law enforcement can review. So this is a tracking and trending operation where they already have enough evidence, which is why the first indictment has come down, and you can expect that there will be more.
Great information, Sunny. Thank you for all of that. One person who is speaking out, rapper Shine. Remember him, Diddy's artist? Back when that nightclub shooting happened in New York, we all heard about it. Diddy was there, Jennifer Lopez was there. And we know that Shine was the one left holding the bag. And even though there was a witness who said it was not Shine who shot me, Shine wound up being convicted, being deported. Let's take a listen to some of what he has said about Diddy.
Let us not lose sight of what the cold hard facts are. This was not someone who I vacationed with and who he and I enjoyed this great intimate relationship of brotherhood. This is someone who destroyed my life.
Okay, Elias Hussamadeen, last but certainly not least, I want to go to you, please, and tap into your experience. Everybody's wondering, is Diddy going to sing like a canary now that he is locked up and not living?
However, Usher quickly clarified that his account was hacked, which explained the missing posts.
A lot of multiple nominees, multiple Grammy nominees this year. Lauryn Hill's got 4, TLC's got 8, and Sean Combs 5 to 10. And he can really sing. Oops!
Rosie O'Donnell's joke about Diddy nearly 25 years ago hitting a little different in 2024.
You're gonna hear about my party, they're gonna be shutting them down, they're gonna probably be arresting me.
Yeah, the viral resurfaced moments just keep coming in the wake of Diddy's racketeering and sex trafficking indictments.
It's ridiculous. It seems like there's something new every day. As I said before, I'm innocent.
That's the rapper and then girlfriend Jennifer Lopez at the 2000 Grammy Awards. Diddy reacting at the time to his arrest stemming from his infamous nightclub shooting.
Want to hear my joke I have? Ready? This is good. See if you like it.
Before Diddy was cleared of those charges, the comedian quipped about his legal troubles with TLC on her 90s talk show.
A lot of multiple nominees, multiple Grammy nominees this year. Lauryn Hill's got 4, TLC's got 8, and Sean Combs 5 to 10. Get it? Like he's going to jail?
Right. All right. As for Diddy's ex, J-Lo, fans also dug up her 2015 appearance on The Wendy Williams Show. Her mom, Guadalupe, reacting to a rekindled romance.
I could always see you getting back with Puffy in a little way.
I mean, he's a nice guy and he can really sing.
However, The situation was compounded by an old interview in which he confessed to witnessing some pretty wild happenings during his time at Diddy's place. This remark has only heightened curiosity about what might have transpired behind closed doors.
Second, is the night. And look, I was saying earlier, it's hard to believe it's been 20 years since Lean Back came out. You know, it's been almost, I guess, 23, 24 years since What's Love, you know, it came out, you and Ashanti. So, like, Remy's going to be there. Is Ashanti going to be there?
There's a possibility.
Okay, so
far you guys are on a roll.
Well, this is what I want to know, though, because I'm trying to think.
I gotta go gambling with you guys.
You got to put the Terror Squad back together. And I know you lost, you know, Big Pun and your boy Raul. You've lost some members, but you got to put back together. I don't know if it's for one night only or for a tour. For all us old people who need one more night to go out and see you guys.
Well, you're gonna see us all on stage on the 2nd. You know what I mean? Tone Sunshine, Remy Ma. I'm trying to get.
So there will be a reunion. That night.
We a tight family. We're one of the most loyal, tightest families in hip hop. So we together. Like we all the way with this, you know.
So are the tickets still available for?
I think
2nd?
so, but I mean, I think
Check
it's
out the
mostly
Apollo,
sold out. And even if you could get an upper deck seat, I'm telling you, forget about the money. This don't even have nothing to do with the price of a ticket. This is somewhere you need to be. If you love hip hop music, you're a New Yorker. You want to dance in the aisles, we're going to tell Apollo, yo, don't be so strict. Let them dance. Let them have fun because it's going to be an amazing night.
So, Joe, meanwhile, you got a lot
Why
of stuff.
fight the time when you can rewind the time?
Yeah, what's going on? What'd you bring us?
I mean, this is men's grooming. You take care. You and your sister always. Why us guys? When your wife says she wants you to go great, she's fixing you up. She don't want you out there looking your very best. So we say, why fight the time when you can rewind the time? Why look 53 when you can look 40? Why look 43 when you can look 30? And so this is ammonia free, so this doesn't break nobody out. This is very healthy.
So talk about it. I mean, like this is specifically for beards.
But beards and hair.
Right. So I mean, you're not just going and doing hair dye and trying to put on your.
No. This brings me back.
I'm saying other people, like normally you have to go to the store, you get hair dye and try to put it on your beard. This is made specifically to go on your beard.
Yeah. Oh no, this is Italian. This is Italian hair color, brother. This is the best thing. We call this the Rolls Royce of hair grooming, and it's available at Sally's and Amazon.com. But mostly, it gives you that glow back. You know, you feel. I got a friend. His hair was all the way white. He never dyed it. Never thought of it. So I used him like a guinea pig. I said, "Yo, sit down." Man, that man walked out that place 10 minutes later. He called me like, "I'll never be white again." Oh my God, the compliments I'm getting. This is amazing. Like, you know, that's what this is about.
I love it. You know who may need this?
Who?
Diddy. His hair may go white.
Yeah.
I know that you guys are somewhat friendly.
No. I mean, I didn't say no. Yeah. I know Diddy 30 years. I'm just praying. It's a very sad situation. I don't know enough about it. That's as far as I could go. I stood up last night, maybe 4 hours, praying for him and his kids. His kids, I know them all their life. So, I'm just praying for everybody.
Have you had a chance to talk to him at all since this has been?
Nah, very sad occasion, no.
What about
I know what you guys know.
Yeah. What about our girl Wendy Williams? Because I know you were tight with Wendy.
She used to always tell me, you always go to Rosanna's show, this, that. You know, Rosanna, she got Fat Joe in her back pocket, you know? And so she would always tell me, you always go to Rosanna, but I'm praying for her too. I know what you know. I was in contact with her and then
everybody got cut off.
Yeah,
we got cut off, right?
Yeah.
We got to wait for her to call you back, but there's no way to check up unless I guess we go through Wanda. Maybe.
It's sad in life to see something like that happen to somebody who's so intelligent, powerful. She had her own production company. Like, that's the last thing you would think that can happen to somebody like that. And so I'm praying for her as well and her family.
It's the reality of life, sadly, which is why you got to try and enjoy every moment you can.
That's what we do.
April 2nd at the Apollo.
Theater.
There you go.
Standing room only.
And who knows who's going to show up with Fat Joe. It says Fat Joe and friends. He knows a lot of friends.
Oh, no, it's going to be legendary.
I can't wait.
It's going to be, I'm going for top 5 New York history.
We may have to hit you up for tickets here.
I think so, too.
We may have to be some of your friends.
Y'all be in the house.
All right, we appreciate you.
Thank you, Jim.
Man, you look good. Thank you so much.
You, bro.
Megan Fox stirred up intrigue when she removed all her posts from Instagram and other social media platforms.
Tonight, the first public statement from music mogul Sean Diddy Combs following raids on 2 of his homes as part of a possible sex trafficking investigation. CBS's Carter Evans reports on what authorities may have been looking for.
There was nothing subtle when federal agents conducted high-profile raids at 2 large properties in Los Angeles and Miami, owned by music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Raids that tonight his attorney calls a gross overuse of military-level force.
Why a simultaneous cross-country search?
Oh, I think they wanted this to be a bit of a surprise. It's a big raid, and what they were going in was to try to find all types of evidence.
There are 2 distinct images of Combs, the iconic performer and the one named in multiple lawsuits accusing him of everything from rape to sex trafficking. Last December, Combs posted a statement saying, "I did not do any of the awful things being alleged." The lawsuits so far have been in civil court. As for the latest searches,
if it involves sex trafficking or drugs or weapons or other illegal behavior, it can easily go from a civil investigation to what we see now, a criminal investigation.
TMZ published video, it says, was after the raids began. It showed Combs walking around Opa-locka Airport near Miami. A short time later, at the same airport, Miami-Dade police arrested Brendan Paul for drug possession. Paul was described in a previous lawsuit as Diddy's mule, someone used to get drugs and guns.
So what Sean Combs needs to do is follow his lawyer's advice, which undoubtedly is not to talk to people, not try to hinder the investigation, and not try to flee.
Now, Diddy's lawyer calls the law enforcement action an unprecedented ambush. He says his client is innocent, and he emphasized that Combs was never detained. In fact, he cooperated and even spoke with investigators. Nora?
Carter Evans, thank you very much.
Naturally, this led people to speculate about a possible connection to the controversy. However, Megan has yet to make any official statements, leaving her reasons for going silent on social media shrouded in mystery.
Tickle me, Rosanna. You look amazing.
You look amazing.
Come on now.
How much have you dropped?
Man, I was like 480 pounds at one time, like when Big Pun was alive. Yeah, so this was like years and years and years of understanding my body and what I can eat and what I can't.
So what are you doing differently?
You know, I just lay off the carbs. I eat defensively. I eat what I want to eat, but I eat defensively. Yeah. So you know how you wake up every morning, hopefully everyone goes and brush their teeth first thing in the morning? Yeah, that's what we teach our kids. Right. So that's the first thing I do. I don't care if I'm like this. Well, every time I sit down and eat, I'm eating defensively. I'm like staying away from the bread, staying away from the rice, staying away from the pasta, staying away from, you know, I went to your restaurant and got a little fish with some broccoli.
I know, you can have
that's
that.
That's how I play the game.
I like that.
Maybe some burrata first, but I stay away. It's the carbs that really get you.
Yeah. Well, it's working for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's working.
Thank you.
So, lean back. Congratulations.
Wow.
20 years. So, Apollo, April 2nd, big night for you.
You know, I started at the Apollo Theater. I won amateur night 4 weeks in a row. So the Apollo really is my home. Harlem and the Bronx with one. And so I'm calling it $1 billion worth of stars on one stage in one night.
Because there's going to be a lot of guests with you.
Too many. And so what's going on is I'm a native New Yorker, and I'm trying to put a top 5 moment in the history of New York City. I'm not talking about just hip hop. I'm talking about when Muhammad Ali fought at Madison Square Garden.
Against Joe Frazier.
This is something where you go and you're going to be like, oh my God, I cannot believe.
Who's there? Let's talk about
we got Dipset, we got The Lox, we got Remy.
Mary J., your sister?
I didn't say that. I did not say that. But a lot of people, I told you it's going to be $1 billion worth of stars in one. Rumors. Big rumors.
But
big rumors.
Drake, wait, is Drake going to be there?
I thought you would say that. No, Drake is definitely not going to be there.
Okay, so he said no.
But you've been
but he didn't say
on a roll.
I was going to say he didn't say no to other people.
She was on a roll.
All right.
And it's just going to be one big party, one big celebration of life. you know, it's just going to be a party at the Apollo. You know what I mean? It's going to be an incredible.
Another twist in the story emerged when a video clip of Khloe Kardashian began circulating again. In it, she discusses her experience at one of P. Diddy's parties, describing it as shocking.
Enforcement sources are telling ABC News that right now authorities are carrying out searches at properties associated with P. Diddy. This is all part of a federal investigation into human trafficking. They also say that this investigation has been ongoing now for several months. They add, our sources, that an arrest does not appear to be imminent at this time, but what you are looking at right now is live video of one of these searches being conducted. Now, this is a search that is happening at Sean Diddy Combs' Los Angeles home. This is in the Beverly Hills area, so you can see a tremendous amount of law enforcement present there all around that home. So this search just began here. There's also, as we understand, another search being conducted on the other side of the country in Miami, because we are hearing from Homeland Security that there are investigations going on using the assistance of HSI Los Angeles and HSI Miami, along with local law enforcement partners. We do understand that they will provide us with updates as possible, but this goes into multiple allegations against Sean Diddy Combs over the years. There's been several civil suits against him as well, including human trafficking, all of which he has denied as this has been ongoing. But again, clearly an escalation that we are seeing play out live right now in Los Angeles. I want to bring in our ABC News contributor and trial attorney, Brian Buckmeyer, who I know, Brian, you have been following this case for many months, and you bring it up to me all the time. And now I wouldn't call this the culmination. In fact, probably this is just the beginning, right? So what do you make of the fact that they've decided to carry out these two searches simultaneously and on other sides of the country here?
So, Kayla, you're right. I've been talking to us about this for too long. But what does it get you? What does a person need to have the ability to search a home? Probable cause. So what I'm doing is I'm looking backwards. How could a judge grant the ability to search these two homes, and why would you do it simultaneously? Probable cause being the belief, or at least having the quantity of information that a crime either did happen, is happening, or is going to happen. That's how law enforcement must have to prove to a judge or a court why they have the opportunity or the legal ability to search someone's home. Now, why would you do it in conjunction from one property and another at the same time? Law enforcement typically does this because they are worried that information or property or evidence may be hidden away or destroyed while you're searching one property. And so they're looking for something to corroborate the belief that they have that a crime did occur. And as you pointed out earlier, he's facing multiple allegations of sex trafficking. So perhaps that is a crime in which they're investigating. Perhaps that is what they're trying to seek more information from. But in order to search a home, you have to have probable cause. The only question is, probable cause of what?
Probable cause. And so, Brian, as you look at this and you watch this, and we'll shout if we see any more movement on these screens, but it is important to note, right, that this is all being run out of the Southern District of New York here. So there is a tremendous amount of coordination.
Khloe describes how many guests were barely clothed, painting a picture of a wild scene. This only intensified the rumors surrounding Diddy's parties and what may have transpired there. Justin Bieber, who was previously mentored by Diddy, has also been linked to the situation, though it appears he is making an effort to distance himself from it.
The fact that the Department of Justice alleged that he was already engaged in obstructing justice prior to the indictment being issued, I think that's a really, really key allegation that would allow them to make the arguments, which they did and which the judge ultimately agreed with, is that Mr. Combs cannot be out of prison because he will have the chance to not only run away, but he will also have the chance to influence the outcome of this trial by pressuring individuals to not come forward. And this is a devastating blow for his defense team, because it's so much more difficult as a defense attorney to work with your client and to build your case and to go over the information because you have limited access. You mentioned the detention center that he's in. It's not easy to go there on a daily basis and to do work and to build your case and to go through the details that you would need to go through. And it would be much more simple and straightforward if the defense team was able to meet with their client on a regular basis. Now it's monitored, now it's closely guarded, and access is much more difficult. So I believe that's why his defense attorneys fought so hard and offered everything under the sun in order to get him out, because it really impinges their ability to represent him to the best of their abilities.
Yeah, difficult to represent a client who is behind bars, so they have an uphill battle there. And of course, they are fighting an uphill battle in the court of public opinion, because there has been nonstop discussion, an onslaught of publicity and this conversation around the salacious allegations, as you mentioned, these freak offs, as they call them. We'll just use that term once. The parties that Diddy threw, and all the celebrity he's known over the course of his career, and the prosecutors are saying this sort of commenced in 2009. So it's been a really long time. A lot of people are involved in this. How John George does a